Alright guys, this one video is a little different. It's finals week for me, so I don't really have time to produce and edit and everything. A bigger video, I was gonna do an art one, but I just don't have the time this week because of finals, so we're doing something a little different. It's not gonna be regular content, just because I feel like it's a little low effort, but it's what I can manage this week. So this week we are doing a tier list. I know that those are dead. Um, yeah, I'm way late to the party on this by like 2 or 3 years, I think. But it's something easy that I figured I could do. Um, so we're gonna do that. If you couldn't tell by the background here, it is a Marvel versus DC character. Well, not verse, but Marvel and DC character tier list. So let's get into it. So, I have just this is what was preset. I might do. Let's see if I can add one. Can I add? Can I add one? Add row below. Perfect. And now, this one is gonna be called Need More Data. I'm familiar enough with all of these characters to know just more data. No. I guess I'll call it unfamiliar because that works. And I'm actually gonna put it above not a fan at all. I'm familiar with all the characters. I'm decently sure that I am. This is more for just, I would need to maybe think about it a little bit more than what I have time for today. So, we are gonna just start going through this. So, I think first, the obvious here, Batman, Elite. I don't even think I need to explain that. If you've followed the channel or my Twitch long enough, you'll know why Batman's up there. Anyways, that's the only one that I'm gonna jump forward for. Iron Man. I'm gonna put him in awesome. I like Iron Man. I don't really have what is with my grammar today? I don't have any problem with Iron Man. I put him only in awesome as opposed to elite is because elite I kind of want to save for characters that I absolutely enjoy. Awesome's going to be like, well, it'd be A tier. Elite is S tier. So, he's great, not quite elite. Captain America, elite. These two right here, favorite DC, favorite Marvel. Don't think I need to explain much past that. Thor is interesting. I'm going to assume we are taking it as Thor from like current. Thor from Ragnarok on, I really like. Anything before, not a huge fan. So I'm gonna put him in great, but he could go up or down depending on which Thor we're talking about. Black Widow is okay. And I'm going to put Hawkeye here too. I like both of them, but not quite, like, they're definitely not my favorite. They're not horrible. But yeah, just kind of average. That's what this is going to be. This is going to be my average tier. Hulk. He's okay also. I feel like we don't have enough Hulk really. Because he doesn't, I mean, he has his one movie, but it's bad. So I don't know. Scarlet Witch, I'll put her in great. Post WandaVision, I like her character a lot more because, she's had a little bit more time for her character to develop. Quicksilver, I'm gonna say unfamiliar because while I am familiar with his character, we only really have one film to go off of. And that's not really enough, in my opinion, for a character arc to fully go off of. Black Panther, awesome. He's like, gosh, I don't have words. I like Black Panther's character. I liked him before, he was in the MCU. This is the MCU version of him, but I liked him in the comics and in the animated series, Avengers vs. Mightiest Heroes. Eventually, I should get around to doing a what do you think of that on that show. That's a great show. But yeah, awesome character. Spider-Man, he's great. I like Spider-Man a lot. I think that the MCU is doing some pretty good work with him. Earlier adaptations of him were between cringe and corny. So, but I feel like this one, pretty good Spider-Man. So I'll put Spider-Man in great. Loki, I like his character a lot. You know what? Nah, I'll leave him in awesome. I was going to put him in elite, but I like his character. I love what they're doing with him in the Loki series. So, yeah. Valkyrie, unfamiliar. I just don't know enough about her character to really give a fair rating. Vision is okay. I think he has... he's a very humorous character in that it's Paul Bettany playing it. Otherwise, I mean, he's Vision. I don't know. Captain Marvel, not a fan at all. That's maybe an unpopular opinion. It's maybe an agreed opinion. I think she's too OP. She doesn't have a leveled out character. I would say the same thing about Thor, but the difference is that, Thor and Iron Man, like, we see their character, like, they're cocky and they think that they're on top of the world, and then something happens and it humbles them. That doesn't happen to Captain Marvel. She faces a challenge and it just kind of works out for her, so not a fan. Doctor Strange, he is okay. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Doctor Strange. I don't not like him, but I don't like him either. I don't like him any more than the characters that are already here. So, Ant-Man, great. I think that Paul Rudd does a great job with him, and just makes me laugh all the time. So, Ant-Man is great. Wasp, unfamiliar. I just don't know her character enough to. Same with Valkyrie. Gamora is okay. Mantis, unfamiliar. Drax is he's somewhere between great and okay. I'm gonna put him on okay just because I can't say that I like him any more than any of these characters, and if I moved him up, I'd have to move some others up. Groot, awesome. I love Groot, especially Baby Groot. Is depicted here, but I liked his character even before he was Baby Groot. Rocket, he's okay. I don't like him. I don't hate him. He's just average. Star-Lord, okay. I think he's a little bit too much for me. Well, you know what? I'll put him in great. I don't mind Star-Lord that much. I know I just said he might be a little bit too much for me, but when I first watched Guardians of the Galaxy, he was my favorite Guardian, so I think I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going to say he's great. Rhodey, awesome. I love his character. I wish that we could see more of him, and so I'm hoping that they do his character justice in Armored Wars. Gamora, I'm unfamiliar with. I just don't particularly care too much for her character to pay too much mind to it. Okay, now we're getting into the DC characters. There's a couple more Marvel figures here. Superman. He's great, especially Henry Cavill's Superman. I know that there was some controversy about it. I think that he's a really grounded and realistic one. You done? Thank you. Oh, you had some more. Okay. Are you kidding me? No, just take your time. Just take your time. Okay. Wonder Woman. She's great. Kind of on the same level with Thor. I like their character a lot. Yeah. Wonder Woman 1984 wasn't that great, in my opinion. But I liked her first movie, and I liked her in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Aquaman, for as much hate as he gets, he's pretty great. I don't mind him that much. I think that his movie did him a lot of justice. No pun intended. So I'm going to put him in great. Flash? Depends on where we're talking about. DCEU Flash, awesome. Flash from seasons 1 through 3, awesome. Anything below that, not a fan at all. So, can I can't copy it and paste it. I'm going to put him up here because 2 out of 3 is awesome. So, put him there. Mara, not a fan at all. Actually, I'll put her in unfamiliar. I would say not a fan at all because I'm not a fan of her actress. But the character, I just don't know enough about. So, Cyborg, he's decent. I'll put him in okay. Just kind of average. Bucky is awesome. So is Falcon. If you haven't watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, go do it. I don't know what's keeping you. So far has been my favorite MCU show, but Loki might be coming up on that. Green Lantern. In the comics, he's great. In the animated movies, he's great. Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern is just okay. Shazam. I'm liking his character. I like where they're going with it, so I'm going to put him in great. Supergirl. Not really a fan. I have no problem with the actress. I just don't really like the show. So, I'm not really a huge fan. This one shouldn't be a surprise either, that I'm putting Arrow in Elite because I really like his character. So yeah. Let me look over this. You know what? Since it's Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern, I'm changing it to not a fan at all. I just didn't like the movie. And I don't think that that's a really disputed thing. The movie sucked. It was awful. Okay, so this is just something that I'm filming while I'm editing because I realized that I was going based off of mainly MCU appearances for the Marvel characters, as where with the DC characters, with the exception of Green Arrow and Flash, I was going more off of comics or just the character in general. So I went back and I redid my tier list. This is what it would look like if we were going more off comics than just the character in general. As you can see, there's a lot more in the unfamiliar section. DC dominates a lot of the top. And that's just because I've read more DC than I have Marvel. And you'll also notice that Iron Man has dropped down into not a fan at all, and that's just because I feel like he's kind of a jerk in the comics, and so I'm not a huge fan of that. Anyways, that's just kind of a thing that came up while I was editing. But yeah, that's my tier list. I know this is different from what normal content on this channel would be, which is weird to say since you guys have only seen like 2 videos of what content on this channel will be. But if I was to give you a little bit of update as to what's coming, I am doing an art one. I'm going to probably do drawing invincible characters in the style of Batman the Animated Series. And whether that will just be the title character or whether I'll do some other characters will depend on how long it takes and how much time I have to do so. And that'll, of course, be coupled with a podcast episode on Invincible. Beyond that, I have some other kind of similar to my arrow archery evaluation videos, where it's like kind of project-y, I guess, and then testing some things. So there's an idea for that. I have another challenge video that'll probably come out next week. And yeah. And then, of course, podcasts will continue to come out. If you haven't watched my podcast, that's good, because that should be impossible. If you haven't listened to my podcast, it's streaming now everywhere that podcasts are, I do believe. Apple Podcasts or Apple Music or whatever is a little in the air. My analytics say that people are listening to it there, but I haven't got the notification that it's streaming there, so it may or may not be there. But it is on basically every other streaming platform. And then if you want to see more content, I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so check that out. I've been doing Minecraft recently because that's what won't make my computer die of heat stroke. So yeah, go check it out. Tuesdays and Thursdays, somewhere between the time of noon and 4. But yeah, we've been having fun there. So go check it out.